Banking Operation and Innovation for first year BCom students as per Bangalore Central University. Presented by Umarani, Faculty of RJS First Grade College. Good morning. Unit 4 Lending Operation. The following topics are covered under Lending Operation for second semester BCom students as per Bangalore Central University. Lending Operation. One of the primary function of a bank is to grant loans. Whatever money the bank receives by way of deposits, it lends a major part of it to its customer by way of loans, advances, cash credit and overdraft. Interest received on such loans and advances is the major source of its income. The bank makes a major contribution to the economic development of a country by granting loans to industrial and agricultural sector. Here we have to understand bank plays a vital role in circulation of money for economic development of country. Banker deals with people money. Lending is one of the major primary function of banking. Banking gets profit through lending. Lending means granting loans to needy people from the accepted deposits. Banks also invest in various securities to earn profits. The interest what they receive through lending loans and advances is a major source of income for banks. Hence, banker should take precaution while lending money to the customer. Principles of sound lending. Safety. Banker should consider repayment capacity of customer. For an example, there are two persons, Sharath and Mahesh. Sharath is ready to pay 10% interest, whereas Mahesh is ready to pay 15% interest. It shows Mahesh is ready to take loan at 15% at any cost. Here, the banker should decide the level of risk. Based on that, they have to grant a loan to Sharath and Mahesh, where the banker will have more risk if the loan has been granted to Mahesh, because his earnings will decrease in future. Hence, bankers should grant loan to Sharath because the rate of interest is nominal and the risk expected will be less in future. Hence, banker can earn the principal amount along with the interest for the period specified. Liquidity. It shows the recoverability of bank and availability of cash in hand. Usually, bank lends money for short duration, which is also known as highly liquid funds. Here, banks will not get more profit because they recover amount soon. So, banks should provide variety of loans such as personal loans, vehicle loans, educational loans, etc. And the rate of interest differs from the type of loan what they are rendering, so that they are able to earn profits. It depends upon the period duration of lending that is fixed by the banks. It shows the efficiency of bank to maintain balance between safety, liquidity and profitability. In order to get profits, banks should forego liquidity. Similarly for other two. If you need one, you should forego other. Next one, diversification. Bankers should invest in all sectors so that risk is equally distributed. Example, if a bank lends only money to the IT sector, In case if the IT sector incur loss, it will affect the banking sector because they are not able to recover the principal amount. Hence, banks should equally distribute money to all the sectors existing in a country so that there is a circulation of fund. Next one, object of loan. Bankers should consider objective purpose of borrower. Objective of lending should be taken into consideration whether it is for productive purpose or unproductive purpose. If it is for productive purpose, banker can have assurance of getting back of principal and interest amount within a stipulated period. And in case if it is for unproductive purpose, banker may not get the money within a stipulated period. Example for productive purpose is loan which has been granted for the business purpose. You can expect the person will repay in future, whereas the loan which has been granted for the marriage purpose or purchase of vehicles, banker cannot expect the customer will repay the amount in future because it is unproductive. The customer is not getting any profit. Next one, security. Banker should grant loan based on the security which has been pledged by the customer because banker is dealing with the money of people. Securities are being classified into two forms: primary security and collateral security. Primary security is a security which is being given by the customer. That is, assets of customers are being pledged. Whereas collateral security is a guarantee given by the third party to the banker on behalf of the customer. Banker should provide security for the monies borrowed by the borrowers. Hence, they should lend the money with a proper security. Without security, bankers should not lend money to the customer. Next one, margin money. Bank should set margin of profit, money given in the form of loans, so that the risk doesn't arise in future. For example, a customer needs rupees 1 lakh and is ready to pledge jewelries worth 1 lakh. Banker should grant only rupees 80,000 to customer. Here, rupees 20,000 as profit of margin. This is because of fluctuation in prices of assets. In case in future asset value increases, banker can recover debt amount by auctioning, and the excess amount can be given back after recovery of principal and interest amount. In case asset value decreases in future due to fluctuation, the banker has already fixed certain margin because of which the burden has been reduced to the banker and there is no risk while lending. Next one, national interest. Character of a customer should be taken into consideration while lending money. Money should not be lended to traitors, smugglers, etc. Money should be lent for building financial position of a country, making economically stronger. Next one, character of borrower. Credit worthiness of a customer, efficiency of a customer, capacity of a customer to pay money which has been borrowed should be well known by the banker while granting a loan. Forms of lending. There are different forms of lending. Banks lends for working capital requirement in the form of loans, cash credit, overdraft, purchase and discounting of bill of exchange. Loans. The amount lent by the lender to a borrower for a specific purpose for a particular period of time. The purpose may be like construction of building, capital requirements, etc. Loan carries an interest rate on the debt advanced. In general, loans are granted by the banks and financial institutions. It is an obligation which needs to be repaid back after the expiry of stipulated period. Before advancing loans, the lending institution checks the credit report of the customer to know about his creditability, financial position and capacity to pay. Here we have to understand loan is one of the oldest and traditional method of lending money to the customer. Loans will be given for a fixed period of time and EMI equally monthly installment will be fixed on principal and interest amount for a stipulated period, that is fixed period. The interest will be calculated in a simple form. Merits of granting loans. Simple. It is easy and simple way to grant a loan to a customer. Better recovery of interest and loans. Banks can recover easily the money which has been lent in the form of loans. Next one, profitability. It has more profit to the banking sector. They can get interest which is a form of profit to the banker. Demerits of granting loans. First one, inflexibility. While granting a loan or a new loan to a customer, again and again the same procedure should be followed by the customer even though he is a regular customer. There is no flexibility in terms of lending loan to the customer. Over borrowing. Customers know very well he won't get money again and again. So he will borrow huge amount in the form of loan for the first time itself and he doesn't utilize the amount, because of which there is no circulation of fund in the society. Next one, more formality. The procedures, rules and regulations are more while borrowing the money in the form of loan in the banks. Cash credit. Cash credit is the most popular method of lending money by a bank in India. It accounts for more than 2/3 of total bank credit. Under cash credit system, a limit called credit limit is specified by bank to a borrower. A borrower is entitled to borrow up to that limit. It is granted against security of tangible assets or guarantee. Merits of cash credit. First one, commitment charges. Banker will collect commitment charges on the money which has been unutilized by the customer. Certain credit limit amount will be deposited in the account of customer. Only on the utilized amount the customer will pay the interest. For the unutilized amount, banker will collect commitment charges, which is profit to the bank. Flexibility. The terms, rules and regulations are more flexible in case of cash credit lended to the customer. Economical to the banker. Next one, less formalities. Formalities are less when they are granting a cash credit to the customers compared to loans. Demerits of cash credit. Over borrowing. The customers borrow excess amount and keep the funds idle in his account, which is loss for a bank, as well as there is no circulation of fund. Next one, division of funds. Since the interest should be paid on the utilized amount, the customer will divide the credit amount, that is cash given by the bank, keeps aside certain percentage of amount as idle, which is not at all earning any profit. It is a loss. Non-utilization of funds. There is no proper utilization of money in case of cash credit by the customer. Overdraft. It is a form of advance under which the customer is allowed to overdraw his account up to a certain limit. This facility is given only to a current account holder. This is a temporary financial arrangement made for a short period. By the end of the year, the borrower should bring back the current account to credit balance. It is advantageous to the customer as the interest payable is only on the amount utilized by him and not on the entire limit sanctioned to him. But it is disadvantageous to the banker as he is required to keep at the disposal of the borrower the full amount of the overdraft sanctioned. So the banker charges commitment charges on the unutilized portion of the cash credit limit at a nominal rate of 1% per annum. Here we have to understand overdraft is granted only to the current account holders. Certain amount will be sanctioned to business purpose on request, which is known as credit limit. Bills discounting. The banker takes a bill of exchange from the customer and pays him immediately the present value of the bill, that is face value of the bill minus discount charges. Then on the due date of the bill, he receives the face value of the bill from the acceptor of the bill. In case the bill is dishonored by the acceptor, the banker recovers the amount from the customer himself. Here we have to understand the discount charges charged by the banker is a profit while discounting bills. Letter of credit. It is a sort of loan facility extended by a banking institution to its customers. Types of loans and advances are being classified on the basis of object, time, security, forms. On the basis of object or purpose, it has been classified as commercial, consumer, agricultural loan. Commercial loans are the loans which are being granted for the business purpose, whereas consumer loans are the loans which are being granted to the people. Example for consumer loan is purchase of vehicle, marriage loans, purchase of mobile phones, educational loans, etc. Agricultural loans are the loans which are being granted by the bank for the farmers. On the basis of time, the loans are being classified into three forms: short-term, medium-term and long-term loans. Short-term loans are the loans which are being granted for the short period of time, that is within 1 year. Medium-term loans are the loans which are being granted for more than 1 year and less than 3 years. Long-term loans are the loans which are being granted by the banks for more than 3 years. And the interest differs from short term, medium term and long term. On the basis of security, it has been classified into two: secured loans and unsecured loans. Secured loans are the loans lended by the banker based on the security given, that is pledges and mortgage. Unsecured loans are the loans which are being granted without any security to the customer. On the basis of forms: loans, cash credit, overdraft. Already you people know what is loan, cash credit and overdraft. Determining credit worthiness of a customer. Banker can determine credit worthiness of a customer by knowing the character of a person. Character here means the behavior, capability and efficiency of a person to repay the loan amount borrowed by him. Ability to run enterprise. It shows the ability of a person whether is financially strong, capable of running a business so that he is able to earn profit. In turn, he will repay the interest and principal amount to the bank. Adequate capital. The entire amount of project has not been sanctioned by the bank. Instead, 20% of capital should be invested by the customer. Based on that, the banks will grant loan to the customer. Hence, bankers should know whether the person is having adequate capital or not before granting a loan. Soundness of project. Based on the project report submitted by the customer to the banker, loan amount has been granted. Bankers should analyze worth of the project. Later only they have to sanction money to the customer. Sources of credit information about credit worthiness of a customer. Borrower. Borrower himself, that is customer himself, gives information about himself. Banker should question why he needs money, for what he is needing, how does he repay the money, what are the different sources of money, etc. so that borrower answers various questions of banker while getting loan. Credit information bureaus. Credit information bureaus are set by RBI so that banks can get information about the customer. Here, only the important persons' informations are being given to the banks. Exchange of credit information. It is extended part of bureaus such as telephone directory. Through referring such exchanges, you will get the data of customers. Enquiries from traders and businessmen in the same trade. Banker can also inquire with the competitors so that they get the information about the customer before they are lending the money. Precautions should be taken by the banker before they are lending money to the customer. Credit worthiness of a customer should be analyzed so that they are able to recover principal amount and interest. They doesn't incur any loss. NPA, non-performing assets. All those assets which generate periodical income are called as performing assets. All those assets which does not generate periodical income are called as non-performing assets. In India, any asset which does not recover interest or periodical amount within 180 days are being treated as NPA, non-performing asset, whereas in Western countries 90 days is considered as a NPA, non-performing assets. If banks are not able to recover debt within this period, then only you are calling it as a non-performing asset. Types of non-performing assets: standard asset, substandard assets, doubtful assets, loss assets. Standard assets are nothing but performing assets where they are able to get regular profit on the money which has been lended. Substandard assets are the assets where the banks are not able to get interest for more than 1 year. Doubtful assets where the customer is not paying the amount for the period of 1 year and more. Loss assets where the bank is not at all able to recover the principal amount along with the interest amount from the customer. It has been treated as loss. Classification or also the types of assets. Causes of NPA. Speculation. Speculation plays an important role. The customer borrows money from a bank and invests in a different activities where he may earn loss, incur a loss. Due to the loss, the customer is not paying a money to the bank, which is a high risk for a bank. Before granting a loan, they have to know the purpose of money borrowed by the customer. Next one, default. Wantedly, the customer doesn't want to pay the interest and principal amount to the banks. Willfulness of non-payment to the bank is called as default. Next one, fraudulent practice. If the customer is a fraud, he doesn't want to pay the principal and interest amount to the bank. Division of funds. When the funds are being divided into different activities, the customer doesn't get profit, because of which is not able to pay the interest and principal amount to the banks. Next one, internal reasons. Due to the inability of a banker, he has granted money to the characterless person or the person who doesn't have credit worthiness, which is a loss to the bank. Thank you.